Okay, hi, I'm Wheeler Hill. I did my inspirational video on Cool Runnings, the movie, which a background of the movie would be um, it's based on a true story about the first Jamaican bobsled team and how it came about. It started off with this guy named Darius. He wanted to be a runner in the Olympics for the 100-yard sprint like his father was. So he was at the race for the qualifying, and during the race, this guy named Junior tripped and knocked down Darius and a guy named Yule, and them three were supposed to be like the top three runners who qualified. Um, Once they fell, Darius tried to figure out a way he could still go to the Olympics because that was his goal in life, which is what I did my movie about for the mental part of it was goal setting. Um, and then he tried to figure out what he could do, and he figured out that Jamaica needed a bobsled team, and they'd never had one before. So he figured out this guy named Irving Blitzer was in Jamaica, and he was a USA bobsledder who disgraced his country by putting weights at the bottom of his sled so that it would make it go faster. So pretty much everyone hated him, his teammates, his coach. So he had moved out to Jamaica, and he was friends with Teresa's dad. He figures out Irving is there, so he goes and talks to him and tries to figure out what if he will coach the team up, which he hadn't found yet. He finally persuades him, and he gets Yule and Junior to also join the team, and this guy named Senka, who is a cart rider driver in Jamaica, who was going to help like drive the cart. He was the bad guy. So they figure out who's on the team, and now they're trying to figure out how they're going to get the money and learn how to bobsled all in about like 2 months in order to get to Canada. So they raise the money, they practice, they get to Canada, they fly there, and when they get there, they now have to qualify to still get in, and it has to be under a minute, which they brought it down because the guy who runs the whole thing was Irving Blitzer's coach. They qualified, they did it in 59 seconds. They have everyone making fun of them because the Jamaican bobsled team, like, you can't really practice in Jamaica. So they go through a lot of like adversities and stuff like that to get to where they were, and they qualified. Um, Once they qualified, they like didn't have a good sled. They didn't have uniforms or anything like that. So their coach finally got them uniforms and stuff, and they were taken a little bit more seriously. And then during the race, they were on record-breaking time to win. And their cart, which was an old cart that they had painted because that's all they could afford, the little nugget things came off that screwed it together, and the cart flipped. But the reason that they were so respected afterwards was because after they were done, all four of them picked up the cart and put it on their shoulders and walked it to the finish line. Um, I did mine over goal setting because at the beginning of the movie, Doris had this lifelong dream, this lifelong goal of going to the Olympics as a runner. And when that didn't happen, it didn't stop him either. He also went on to have a goal to go to the Winter Olympics. Um, he in goal setting there's short term goals, long term goals, hard, medium, easy goals, and he in the movie had a short term goal, which was the Winter Olympics because it was coming right up, and he also had a long term goal. He his for this team, it was a moderate goal because the team didn't the team was for the athletes that they had. They okay, I'm sorry. For the athletes they had, it wasn't that difficult of a goal for them because they were very high, very elite athlete. Um, Something else I did it on was Communication. I picked communication because throughout the whole movie they were struggling. I need you to go away. They were struggling, and they were struggling the whole with communication. They were all on different pages. Like Sanka was just there to have fun, or Sanka was just there to have fun. Yul hated Junior because he had something for him, because he knocked everyone over. All Darius wanted to do was get the team together, become friends, and successfully represent themselves in the Olympics. The coach was going there for something totally different than that, more to like prove himself, like he's still here, he's still in the world, trying to prove himself that way. And Junior was just there to prove his dad wrong, that he could go into the Olympics and it could be something that he does. And towards the middle of the movie is when they decided that they all were there for the right reasons, that they wanted to win, they didn't want to embarrass themselves anymore. They all created a common goal of communication. So once they embarrassed themselves enough is when it took them to finally come together as a team and create communication for themselves. I don't know if that made sense. I also talked about how, what else? Hold on. Sorry, these. They're in goal setting. There's a lot of things that you can do to have effective, have it become effective, because there's goal setting, and then like as we learned in class, like there's effective goal setting and there's just goal setting that's not attainable. Which in the movie I think they had all attainable goals, because within it they kept making goals, like there was one goal after the other that they were making for each other, and they kept reaching those goals and reaching those heights. So I also talked about that. Things that enhance the effectiveness of goal setting would be moderate difficulty, both short and long-term goals, which they both had. The presence of feedback on progress. So every time the coach told them to do something, they did it. They took what he said and they did it even better, because he had given them something to work for to get that high common goal, which was to represent themselves well in the Olympics, not embarrass themselves. And then specific goal attainment. So one thing that they all wanted to reach, which in the middle they reached that. And then the participants' input and goal setting process and use of a combination of different goals, which that was one. Like they all had certain goals that got them to where they were, and in the middle is when they decided this is where we're going. But that is all that I have, and I'm sorry that it was hard to watch. Bye.